Is James Harden a top 30 greatest NBA player of all time? Nick Wright thinks so.
Number 25, James Harden.
So Harden's regular season resume is of one of the 12 best players of the last 50 years.
When you consider that he's the only player in NBA history to have career totals of 25,000 plus points, 5,000 plus assists, and 3,000 plus 3 points made. But even at that, his playoff resume is terrible. So, is he a legend? Well, here's how NBA legends really feel about James Harden.
Isn't it crazy how a narrative can get started and stick to a player? And even though you're watching him, like what you just said, this guy shows up every single night, puts on a jersey. But yet, he's had the reputation for going out, for partying. But you see him on the court every night.
Yeah, he's there.
And he shows up, he performs, but yet people still want to talk about, well, he goes out, he did this, he did that. It's crazy.
Harden gets a lot of hate for his nightlife, especially in Houston. But that same year on the court, he played some of the best offensive basketball the league has ever seen.
James Harden had his Rockets teams. The only team in the league that could beat that Rockets team was us and the Cleveland Cavaliers. There was not a single other team in the league that could compete with that Rockets.
However, Kevin Garnett seems to think he's run out of gas.
I don't think James Harden can get 40 no more.
Any given night he can.
Zero. No way.
He's got like 38, 37.
No, man. No.
No 40 pieces.
No 40 pieces. And matter of fact, Nate, do me a favor.
What up?
How many 40 pieces he had last year? Lord, he's not an elite scorer.
He was playing with KD and Kyrie.
He's not an elite scorer no more. Lord can't get 40 no more.
Yeah, he can get 40.
Lord can't get 40. How many he had last year, Nate?
I'm looking. A lot of 30 pieces.
Lord, what he had, Lord?
No 40s.
Settle. How many 40s he had, Nate?
0.
Settle. That's 2 years in a row, bro. I don't want to hear that.
Well, KG might change his mind on that after Harden scored 50 points against the Detroit Pistons in March. And this season alone, he's had 4 games with 40-plus points. Still, if it feels like Harden has lost a step or two, it might be due to his high usage rate in Houston.
What I'm impressed by is his ability to put up this many shots every single night, the free throws, just the burden that he has on his shoulders. I'm not impressed by the numbers that he's putting up because he's taking the volume of shots. He's taking a lot of shots. His skill is creating fouls, getting to that free throw line. But to sustain this throughout the season and into the playoffs, this could be a problem.
What do you think of what he's doing right now?
Well, I think I'm not a fan of in terms of winning championships. I don't think that style is ever going to win championships. But at the same time, you have to keep your team's head above water to win games. So you have to do what you have to do to win games, and he's doing that, right? Now, I think...
So are you saying you don't think James Harden and the Rockets, as constructed, can win a title?
Not with this style of play, it won't win.
But LeBron doesn't think Harden cares about rings that much.
Simply, he's a great player who loves to play the game. Plays at his own pace. Has won every stop that he's been at. Obviously the Brooklyn thing was a quick stop, but look at OKC. I played against him, when he was super young and I was younger. In the finals, went off to Houston. We know what he did down there. Went over to Philly, played some great ball. And here playing great ball. He's a guy who's just a selfless guy. Go out there and just plays the game. He's been able to reinvent himself. I mean, it was at one point where he was giving guys 50-point triple-doubles, 60-point triple-doubles, and now he just plays the game in the right way.
When Harden moved to the Clippers and he didn't deliver, the big Shaq came for him.
James Harden.
No, not Harden.
Warning, the Harden system does not include winning basketball.
Come on, he's just an assistant.
I'm the system, Ernie. I'm the system, Ernie.
That's funny. But the other one's
changing your tune,
But just as Kobe said this about Harden and the Rockets, the Beard has replicated it with the Clippers.
James Harden and the Houston Rockets, these gentlemen are on the path to this championship glory that you were able to attain?
Yeah, sure. I think the focus is there. And it's amazing. If you look at Harden, last year, he put up amazing numbers. Didn't make the All-NBA first team. Didn't make the All-NBA second team or third team, right? And so you look at their summer, and they just went in the trenches and said, you know what, we're going to lock down. We're going to focus 100% on what our craft is. And they went into their muse cage. They started dark musing, and they come back extremely focused, and here they are.
Indeed, after their 6-game losing streak in November last year, the Clippers have turned things around. As of this video, the Clippers have gone 25-6 at the Intuit Dome ever since.
I mean, take a guy who, was a dominating scorer who can score 50, 60, and then now you turn him into a guy who gets you, 13, 14 assists, and so rebounding basketball, I don't know how he does it by jumping his out the floor, but somehow he gets it done.
James Harden gets compared often, but for Paul Pierce, he's not only similar to Steph Curry, but he's actually more influential.
Way in for Luka.
Exactly.
No, but everybody talk about, for me, and I'm gonna be honest, they say Curry, the reason we play. I think a lot of the reason we play like this is James Harden.
Yeah, he learned how to get fouled.
Yeah, no, but
took
it's
advantage of the free throw
everybody
line.
shooting step back threes, everybody going into their bag and getting to their three. That's James Harden. That's not Curry.
For Joe Arizo, James Harden scores better than Kobe.
James, Kobe, better scorer.
Said James.
He said James, but I need to hear it right here. He played with both of them, dog. Damn. That's a damn.
Even Shaq once compared Harden to Manu Ginobili.
Had to get rid of one guy, and he was that guy. He is a max player. Went to Houston, just got the max, but he reminds me of the unselfish little brother. He came in, he didn't complain that he came off the bench. He relished in his role. He learned from the two guys. He kind of stole Ginobili's style and took it to another level.
He's unbelievable. He's a great player, very young. Of course, I'm in a different part of my career. I'm playing my last few years, and he's just starting.
As for Reggie Miller, Harden's comparable to Jordan.
I liken this, looking at him play, in today's rules, in today's game, where you can't touch, freedom of movement, it must be like how we felt when we had to guard his airness in Michael Jordan. He's unguardable. Seriously.
Our records are a sense of pride for the work that you put into the game. So, I'm happy to have it because I think it showcased how much practice and the effort that I put into it. I think what you're seeing with James Harden is the same. He's not doing this off the whim. It's something that he's worked and he's perfected to a point where the results are starting to show.
As Jordan said, the results are showing and many NBA legends are talking about it.
James is he's such a fantastic player. And, all I can do is sit on the sidelines and just shake my head. Some of those plays he was making, the shots that he was making. Those are difficult shots for 90% of the players in the league.
I went to a game once, and I just watched James the entire time. This is since he's been with the Clippers. And James don't get enough credit. James is a basketball genius.
Yes.
That do not get credit for being a basketball genius.
Yes.
The way that he manipulates the game, but it's not just for fouls, the way that he picks the game apart, bro, it's masterful. Yeah. When you just watch James Harden play the game, it's just a beautiful brand of basketball that he's been able to translate into the different now generations of James Harden. And that's the hardest thing to do. That's why he will go down as one of the greats.
I've said it before, James Harden is the best one-on-one player I may have ever seen in my life. You can spread.
Ever seen in your life?
In my life.
No. I mean, James is the best of this era.
Stop it. No, hold on for a second.
He's not.
Don't say in your life. Stop it. I'm helping you out. Stop it.
He's not in your life.
Don't say in your life. Just hold it. Just can I say what I want to say?
Just say what you want to say.
As great as Michael and Kobe were, and they're better players, they weren't the three-point shooters that James was.
No, James is the best
one-on-one player.
He got so good at the step-back three that Ricky Rubio once guarded him. Ricky Rubio did not guard the man in front of him. He stood behind him and guarded him and just forced him to the rim so he couldn't shoot a three.
That's wild.
The only other person in the history of NBA that has been guarded with that type of extremeness is Steph Curry.
As for T-Mac, he's just happy that it's all over.
3 times this guy had 3 guys on him at a time.
I'm just glad it's over.
Is that warranted for how he's playing?
No way.
I mean, that man has so much talent, and he's so great, and he deserves all of the praise that he gets. You know what I mean? It's always going to be a critic out of there. It's always going to be out there, somebody out there saying you can do something else better than what you're doing. But, you know what I mean? I think he just keep his foot to the pedal and keep his foot to the floor, and keep rocking, man, and doing his thing.
Harden listened to voices like Allen Iverson and kept his foot to the pedal. And together with Kawhi, the Clippers are believing more.
I think James Harden should get some kind of credit, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he should be
The team
getting
is
credit.
very motivated.
Like, he's really...
Man.
I think he feels it's his team, and he gets to do what he wants with it. We thought he was going to average about... Oh, I thought he was going to average about 30-something. But for the most part, he's getting these young dudes really believing.
James Harden want to win a championship, he got to be a vital part of that offense. He has to be consistent. Him, no disrespect, him and PG, sometimes they disappear in the playoffs. And if they can be a little bit more consistent, then all the high hopes that people have for the Clippers, then maybe the Clippers can get it done.
Averaging triple-double, doing all as the MVP, go down to Philly. We think he's washed. The star player leaves. Oh, shit, he looked great again. Star player comes back, look washed. Then he comes over here. He looked average last year. Now all the stars is gone. Now James Harden's back. Making everybody look good, making everybody, you know what I mean? So he is deciding to change his game to fit in with the rest of the folks.
There's no denying that Harden's game is more mature now, and he's trying to make everybody look good. Could that be a sign he wants to win now?
Yeah.
Honestly, James Harden is the Golden State Warriors away from probably at least 3 finals, NBA, 3 other, on top of the one he had with OKC, 3 other NBA Finals appearances.
Can Harden and the Clippers get past the Warriors this time? Can an injury-free Clippers team go all the way? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, you should watch how NBA players really feel about James Harden next.